Hello everyone, this is Yeshua Said My Name. Today's video, I will be showing you a trail cam, a really short 30-second trail cam clip that was sent to me by a subscriber who asked me not to share his real name, but call him Doc. So Doc, thank you for sending this trail cam video in. When I did some preliminary tests with this video to see how it would show up as I put my phone up to the camera, you might notice a slight glare on the phone. I will try and hold the phone in a situation or a place where the glare isn't as bad for you. So hopefully you'll be able to see what it is that Doc sent in to us. Before I show you the trail cam video he sent me, I'd like to read you the email that came into me over the weekend from Doc. All right, so thank you, Doc. Appreciate it. Just watched your video on the orb you photographed. Attached is a strange video I captured on one of my trail cameras several years ago. In the video, a deer walks in front of the camera and suddenly gets spooked and runs off. A few moments later, a strange cloud of orbs, quote unquote, comes into view where the deer had been. Notice that none of the leaves or grass are moving as the orb cloud moves into view. I guess there could be a rational explanation, but really none come to mind that would cover all the bases on this one. Let me see here. So hope you get a chance to check it out, Doc. So again, he's stating in this email that a deer is eating calmly and then gets spooked and runs off, as you'll see. I hope there's not too much of a glare and you can make it out. A deer gets spooked and runs off. And then he said a strange cloud of orbs comes into view where the deer had been. And he said, notice that none of the leaves of the grass are moving as this orb cloud moves into view. So thank you, Doc. Let me try and get this up. Hopefully, like I said, guys, I'll try and hold this in such a position where the glare is not as bad. If it is, I apologize. I'll keep trying to show it to you in different positions. I tried outside, tried different rooms. No matter what I do, there's a slight glare. And I think it's because the video is so dark, it's reflecting back a lot of other things like chairs in my room and scenery. So let me see if I can get this for you. This is what Doc sent me. It's a 31-second trail cam video. Okay, hopefully you can see this. The deer just ran off. Give it a few seconds. None of the grass is moving, as you can see in the background. And the cloud of orbs, he says, starts coming now. Now, this could have been insects flying by. Some of them look like they're round. So Doc wasn't sure what they were, and I told him I would share his video with his permission. Deer runs off. He said he's not sure. When I asked him permission to share it, he said, go ahead. And he sent this to me this past weekend. And here it comes. Now notice there's nothing moving in the background like grasses or leaves, but and some of these things flying toward his trail cam, they almost look circular to me. Play it once more. So he wasn't sure what this was all about, and I'm not sure either. It could be insects, could be orbs. He's not sure. Some of them, when I froze some of the images in place, it looked to me as if they were like some of them looked circular, like complete circles. So I'm not exactly sure what we're looking at here. I don't think he's 100% sure, but I thought I would share that with you all and show you that emails are coming in, which I appreciate. Thank you, Doc, for sharing that. I wanted to mention to the subscribers here that if you have a testimony coming out of the Freemasonic lodges, please share it with me if you feel led, and I will hide all of your personal information. I made videos a few weeks ago sharing how people have come out of the Masonic lodges. So if you feel led to share that, you don't know how many people you could be affecting if I read your email online and encourage other people. If you have something that you want to share, how the Lord drew you out of the Vatican system, out of the papal system, let me know that. If you have anything on the Sasquatch, modern day Nephilim, the UFO phenomena, please send that to me along with pictures and your testimony, and I would be glad to share it online because we're all here to learn from one another. So whenever I submit pictures to you guys, whenever I've submitted anything myself, I always leave it up to you, the viewer, to decide what it is you're looking at, including the videos I did recently of the staff in my backyard and the orb that I captured flying into the frame of my phone. I leave it up to you to decide. I'm not going to say emphatically, this is what it is. I'll show you what happened, and then you make up your mind prayerfully. Same thing with Doc's video. Let me show you that a couple more times. So are these orbs? Are they insects? He's not sure. Now, he told me in another email that he sent me that he has had dreams about this UFO alien deception. He's had dreams about it in his life. And before I share much more about that, I'll ask him first. But so apparently he's concerned if what he's seeing in this video is related to that. So, I mean, deer runs off. The grass isn't moving. So there they come. So is this a swarm of insects? It could be. If you notice, some of them look pretty circular. So I'm not sure what we're looking at here, but I told him I'd share it. He captured off of his cam once more. It could be. So what do you guys think? You can leave comments down in the comment section and maybe let Doc know what you think this is. And I thank him for sending in this video to us. Some of them look very circular and don't look like insects, but they could be. Like if they're coming in line with the infrared on the camera, it could just be bugs flying close by, and that is what they appear to be. So it could be. But thank you, Doc, for sending those in. Again, if you have any, sending that video in, if you have any emails you would like to share with everyone on the channel, please let me know, and I would be glad, with your permission, to share your testimony. Maybe you've had testimony of something you've dealt with in the woods or the forest, and you're too afraid to come out and share it. You can share it anonymously on this channel in a safe place where you're not going to be ridiculed for that. All right. I know things I've experienced concerning that phenomenon. I don't share very openly because most people would look at you like you're, okay, what's wrong with you? You're crazy. You know you're not, and so do I. But if you want a safe place to share it with others who are into the deeper topics about what's going on in these last days with these modern Nephilim descendants, and you have something to share of what you've experienced on your property, rural property, or the woods or the forest, please let me know. Or if you have a testimony you'd like to share about how the Lord drew you out of the New Age, maybe you want to expose this UFO fallen angel phenomenon as well. Maybe you're an ex-Freemason, or maybe you're a woman who came out of the Order of the Eastern Star, and you'd like to share a testimony of how God drew you out. So if you believe that what you have to share could help others, educate them, and let them know what the Lord has done in your life, please let me know. I will keep your information private if you so wish, and I'll share it here with people to help them out. Before I close this video, I wanted to share a couple of paragraphs out of Scott Carpenter's book. Let me pull this out of here. I'm sorry. Scott Carpenter's book called The Nephilim Among Us, Updated. If you have not purchased this book yet and you are dealing with Sasquatch issues, I highly recommend that you purchase this book. Okay. The back of the book says Scott has updated The Nephilim Among Us, first published in August 2017, expanding the manuscript with information from recent findings and more documentation that further support his conclusions. After 10 years of research, Scott presents you with the evidence: DNA, photographic, historical, eyewitness, and physical. Come join Scott as he takes you on his journey to the truth. Now, for those of you who are not familiar, Scott Carpenter ran a YouTube channel for years. The Lord took him home almost a year ago now, and his son, Travis, or T-Carp, is now running Scott Carpenter's channel. So if you are dealing with this issue with these modern Nephilim descendants, and you feel like you have nowhere to go, nobody will listen to me, they'll think I'm crazy, I'm having experiences I can't explain, please know this book will comfort you, and you can come here and share with people. Recently, the Lord led me to another YouTube channel called How to Hunt, and the Round Table of Knowledge, I believe it's called, but How to Hunt by Steve Isdall, I believe his name is. And I've been tuning into his videos, tuning into his channel recently, and I'm noticing so many people are coming forward with their testimonies of what they're experiencing. And howtohunt.com or How to Hunt YouTube channel, thanks to Steve, is giving people a chance to come forward and share openly without shame or fear of ridicule what they've experienced. So I recommend How to Hunt YouTube channel or Steve's channel if you want to hear other people's testimony. And I will read yours as well on here if you would like. Before we end this video, I'm sorry, I'm dealing with allergies lately. Let me read you, it's a chapter, a couple of paragraphs actually, out of a chapter of Scott Carpenter's book called The Nephilim Among Us. The reader has been presented the case that the Nephilim are living among us. In modernity, the Nephilim stay hidden, minimizing any interaction with humans. 3,500 years ago, the Nephilim were spread throughout the world, interacting with humans, and were well known. The existence and influence of the Nephilim were part of the human condition. Approximately 2,000 years ago, the Nephilim mysteriously began to disappear. Now, for those who are wondering, I believe that's why God sent the flood. The cry went up to heaven that was so great against these Nephilim that God sent the flood and wiped it out. Satan's new program, is one of infiltration and misinformation. Now, before I go on from here, I want to tell you this is just my personal opinion. This is not something that maybe some people may hold to. I believe that these modern day Nephilim descendants, could it be that part of the reason they stay hidden is because they're a secret army for the enemy? Could it be that these are some of the things that will be unleashed, according to Matthew 24, on the world and cause men's hearts to fail them for fear? Could be these Sasquatch Nephilim beings? And this is part of what is unleashed on the world, and men's hearts will fail them for fear. It is definitely something to consider. So could the enemy have a secret army being formed, and that's why they seem to stay so hidden and secretive? That's just something that's crossed my mind personally. Okay. Satan's new program is one of infiltration and misinformation. Now, we know that even with the Vatican, correct? The alien abduction phenomena is a cover for what I think is a Nephilim breeding program, Scott says. A program that continues the creation of fallen angel-human hybrids through genetic manipulation instead of direct copulation. The final goal is to create a Nephilim that is human in appearance with the ability to infiltrate the human race with complete anonymity. It says here, let me go on. I think there's another page here that I found very interesting. Sorry about that. I'm getting to my main points. Scott gets on to talking about how he hired somebody. Yes, here it is. Not hired somebody, I'm sorry. He got in touch with somebody who helped him to speak to these Nephilim descendants. And this is the result of that. One of my good friends at NABS, N-A-B-S, teammate Richard Hucklebridge, visited a habitation location in July of 2016. The person he visited reports to have a long-term relationship with a Bigfoot clan. This relationship includes the claim that the Bigfoot clan routinely communicates with the persons via telepathy or quote-unquote mind speak. Richard was able to confirm that there is heavy Bigfoot activity near and around this person's home. Richard reported that there is a host of strange phenomena occurring, including mind speak, cloaking, along with glowing orbs. Gee, I've had that too, the orb situation and the sticks being driven into the ground. The person agreed to help Richard communicate with the Sasquatch during the night. With all the technology turned off to include no light for complete darkness, Richard, his wife, and the person waited for the Bigfoot to approach. With loud footfalls, owl calls, and whistles, the Bigfoot arrived, coming extremely close to Richard's position. The person then asked Richard to speak his questions out loud, telling Richard that the Bigfoot would answer his question to them via mind speak, quote unquote. Richard's first question was, "Who are you?" The answer via the person was, "We are your brothers. God created us both." Richard then asked the Sasquatch, "Do you know who Jesus is?" The Bigfoot answered quickly, "No, we do not know who that is." Sure they don't. So apparently they answered no, they don't know who he is. Sure they don't. The Bigfoot answered quickly, "No, we do not know who that is." The final question received the most interesting response. Richard then finally asked, "Are you Nephilim? Are you Nephilim?" Immediately, the person responded with the Bigfoot's answer, "No, no, no." In fact, Richard reported that the person remarked the Bigfoot roared out, no, not once, but 3 separate times when Richard asked, "Are you Nephilim?" I find this answer, Scott says, extremely revealing concerning the Sasquatch's truthfulness. The Sasquatch claimed not to know the identity of Jesus Christ, but claimed that God created us. When you ask, "Are you Nephilim?" the Sasquatch protested violently with a no response 3 times. Biblically speaking, this set of answers is important, revealing much about the nature of the creature they encountered. It says here, the Bigfoot Richard encountered denied the existence of Jesus. Fallen angels and demonic entities also always deny Jesus, to include recognizing his authority as God incarnate. This behavior links the Sasquatch to these satanic entities. The Bigfoot also lied about his origin, stating, "We are brothers, God created us both," when in fact the Sasquatch is a descendant of the angel-human hybrids, the Nephilim. The most telling answer was the resounding no, repeated 3 times when asked, "Are you Nephilim?" The Bigfoot claimed to have no knowledge of who Jesus was, but immediately and aggressively responded to the biblical phrase Nephilim. In my opinion, this reaction suggests that this Sasquatch knew it was a Nephilim, purposely lied about that fact. Another interesting point, the no denial, is the link with the enemy or Satan, the 3 I wills that he proclaimed before being thrown down from heaven to earth by God. Remember, Satan said, "I will ascend the throne of the Most High. I will sit on the sides of the north. I will be as the Most High. I will ascend my throne above the stars of God," the I wills of Satan. The Bigfoot denied being Nephilim by roaring out no 3 times. Is this a coincidence? In my opinion, Scott says it is not. And I'll read more from this book at another time. But I wanted to give you a little taste of what you could expect if you did decide to purchase Scott's book. Again, if you are dealing with issues, okay, wondering what are these beings? I've seen something, I don't know what it is. I'm having strange things happen around my home. What's going on? This might help you, as well as Scott's channel. Also, you'll find information of others that are writing in emails to How to Hunt YouTube channel to Steve and giving their testimonies of what they're experiencing. And Steve gives them a safe place to go without being ridiculed or made fun of. You don't need that when you're going through something and you might feel alone. You need people that are going to be there to listen to you unconditionally without that ridicule. So let me, before I close this video, show you Doc's hunting cam again before I close this video, this session, and see if you can make it out. Just give it another look and see what you think it could be, okay? Is it insects? Is it dust? Although if it's dust, the grass will be blowing. I mean, I'm leaning more towards possibly insects or orbs, but what do you think? I'll let you decide what you think it is. There it goes. Okay. So thank you, Doc, for sending that in. I appreciate you sharing your experience with your trail cam with us. And if you have any video you'd like to send in or submit, any pictures, any testimony from any subject we cover on this channel, please let me know. I would be happy to help you get your story out. And if you would like to leave your name out of the picture, you want to remain anonymous, I can do that. All right. So no matter what the topic is, and I was writing in my blog just yesterday how this channel is evolving. It's not simply one subject that I'm trying to expose. This channel's primary purpose is based on Ephesians 5:11, exposing the deeds of darkness. Okay. And that includes any topic that the Holy Spirit brings to our attention that we need to expose to the world so they understand the times we're living in and what we're dealing with. We're told in scriptures we are not to be ignorant of Satan's devices. And the Lord said in Hosea, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." We need to have a voice in this last hour. We need to have a voice. It shouldn't just be the secular New Age community that gets a voice in all these topics. The body of Christ should be informed biblically about what is going on and what these things that are descending on the earth are that the Lord spoke of in Matthew 24, when men's hearts would fail them for fear for what is coming on the earth. Could these Sasquatch be these Nephilim descendants, as I believe and Steve Isdall believes and David Paulides is another one who believes that, and as well as the Scott Carpenter, that these are Nephilim descendants. They are human hybrids. And could they be part of a satanic army that's being secretly stored away by the enemy to be unleashed upon the earth at the right time? Are these beings being held back until the proper time, until the restraining influence is taken out of the way? That's something to consider. I don't know, and I'm learning along with you. So, as I said, this channel is evolving. We cover every issue we've been discussing over the past few years and even new issues as they come up, like this issue. So thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully I'll have more soon. Oh, one more thing. I also planned on reading this book here for you guys. And of course, this is, let me see if I can get this. This is a book that's, sorry, I've got a lot of notes in here because I've been reading. It's called The Judgment of the Nephilim right here. And if there's an interest, what I plan on doing is I won't read the whole book. What I'll do is I'll pull out chapters that seem to be very, very poignant for the time that we're living in. And I'll try and pull those chapters out for you and maybe read a few things from those chapters so you have an idea of what Ryan Pitterson's talking about here, about the judgment of the Nephilim. One day, the scripture says, we will judge angels. It says that in the scriptures. Do you not know that you will judge the world and judge angels? What are we judging the angels for? I believe we are judging them for leaving their proper place, according to Jude, cohabitating with strange flesh and fornicating with strange flesh and creating hybrid offspring. And this is a program of the enemy. It's a program of Satan. And I believe we are seeing that happen again in our day. The Lord said what happened in the days of Noah will be going on when he returns. And I believe that these modern Nephilim that we're seeing now are part of that program that the Lord himself spoke of that's being unleashed on the world. I truly do. I truly do. Thank you for listening, guys, and hopefully more to come soon, Lord willing.